The smell of ale, the strum of strings, the raucous laughter of revelry erupts from the interior of the Silver Lantern Inn. A cloaked Goliath, rather than taking part in the festivities of the end of a winter storm and a hard day's work, sulks into the adjoining alley. The crunch of snow under his boots echoes off the walls as he ventures to the deepest portion of the alley, where a lone manhole sits. He hefts the lid with ease before dropping down into the depths of Blackwall's underworld. Drudging through the rancid smells and dark corners, the figure emerges within the torch-lit haze of a cistern. Scattered around is body after body of Blackwall's most unfortunate. A pit of drug addicts, petty thieves, and those with nowhere else to go. A ramshackle jungle gym of discarded ship parts. Vera's Hollow. Coughs and soft pleas peek from the swaths of warm bodies as the Goliath wades through the shacks and dilapidated structures. Improvised streets lead to the severed stern of an old trade ship. Two figures in leathers and cloths of varying color meet the Goliath as he approaches. The first, a tiefling of considerable bulk, plants a hand upon the Goliath, only outsizing him by the grace of his tall, curved horns. The second, a stout but lean halfling, sidles up next to him, more than eager to act as the mouthpiece for the bodyguard duo. The Goliath, unfazed, lets out a droll rumble of a voice. "I'm here to see the matriarch."
"Vera ain't seeing anyone tonight. You'd best take your leaves while you still got your knees,"
the halfling boasts.
"That's a good one, Drill,"
the tiefling muses, turning to acknowledge his compatriot. As the tiefling turns, no sooner does the Goliath's hand strike like a viper, twisting the figure's large wrist in the same motion, his empty hand hefting a curved greatsword from his back, leveling it to the twig-thin throat of the halfling.
"As I said, I'm here to see the matriarch,"
the Goliath repeats. A long, tense silence builds. The halfling's left hand slowly drifts toward a hand crossbow stowed on his belt. The Goliath tightens his grip around the tiefling in response. The standoff is broken as a warm female voice echoes from behind the curtain, leading into the interior of the ship's stern. "I think that is enough now." A pale purple tiefling toting a green leather coat emerges from beyond the silken veil, a longsword hung from her belt. "Malakai Draxus. You know that fighting is forbidden within the Hollow."
"With respect, matriarch, your men lay their hands upon me first. I merely saw the need to defend myself."
I see that. Why don't you and I talk things out inside? The tiefling beckons, lifting the veil for the Goliath to enter. Malakai, releasing his vice-like grip from the tiefling bodyguard, hooking the curved greatsword, closing the distance, crosses beyond the veil into the dilapidated trade vessel. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, hello and welcome to another episode of Sins of the Blood. It's Sunday night. You know what that means. That means we are back in Blackwall. Hello, my friends. Welcome on in. How are we doing, gang? Hmm.
At least it wasn't a redhead down there, Joe.
Oh yeah, brother.
I'm already hearing the speculations. I'm hearing the crinkling of the tinfoil hat. I'm very excited. Yes, hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. Welcome back to another episode of Dummies and Disasters. It is Sunday. That means we are here doing our session of Sins of the Blood, our survival horror adjacent D&D campaign that takes place within the city of Blackwall. With that, my friends, we got a humdinger of a session to get into. So I need everyone to go ahead and roll me your test rolls for today.
Okay.
11.
13.
15.
11, 13,
it'll-
5, 15.
It's gonna happen. You good, roll 20?
Shout
it's
out to
coming.
Bun, by the way, who is not feeling well
Hey,
and is
let's
here
go,
anyway.
Megan!
Let's go. That is
The
a
streak
point
continues.
of inspiration for J. Frost. Go ahead and add that to your sheet, my friend. Alrighty. Alrighty. Well, my friends, let's go ahead and get into our session. I'm going to get some music going, and I would like for someone to go ahead and surmise the events of last session. I don't need that dramatic. Let's go with this one. Anyone?
I'll lead off to tee the ball up.
Okay, go ahead and tee the ball up, CJ.
After liquidating nearly everything that we acquired from the fishery, our merry band decided to invest in ourselves by making a trip to Letier's lavish luxury as part of a 3-building business, along with runes and reliquaries and the local library. Suzera Nadell, the owner of runes and reliquaries, was in a hurry. We couldn't exactly stop her from running out into the cold in heels, but we had other things to pursue, particularly a bit of shopping at Ramon Latier's. Tag.
Oh shit. Hold on. Growing up, we went to.
I don't think that's part of the note.
I mean, we just go there. We also went to Runes and Reliquary. But yeah, no, we invested in ourselves. We stopped by a library. Talked to the owner. Laith and Simri had a talk where Simri hates Laith's bosses, but doesn't think Laith is a lying, little shit. We know that he was here to find Rieger Petrovich. We agreed to be a party, despite complaining from various folks, mostly Pact and Bach. Simri and Copper had a talk too. Not that we know, but Solomon's sickness is worsening. And as we wake up the next day, we heard noises and some shit. And we found that there was a small pixie that was apparently Malakai's pet that had gone missing, a Jana. We're trying to make her feel less scary. Less scared. Because we are all probably grizzled and weird looking too to her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Thank you, Punk and CG. I do believe that will suffice for tonight. Go ahead and both of you take a point of inspiration for your recap. Thank you very much. Now, as we dive back into our session, yes, we are within the confines of the Copper Peace, you all have been met with the minuscule, admittedly adorable pixie figure of one Ajana, as she introduced herself as. Little handout there for those who need the refresher. But it was determined by Simri that as the gears started to click together, this is the pet that Malakai Draxus has been looking for. And not just Simri not only deduced that, Simri was able to deduce as to why. Given her knowledge about pixies, she determined that pixie dust specifically can be used as a very powerful hallucinogenic when it is inhaled. More specifically, Simri connected the pixie dust to a drug that has been making the rounds in the last few years here in Blackwall, one that's been really kind of taking the streets, a drug known as moon dust. Much like the pixie dust, it is a very powerful hallucinogenic. Simri, based on the proper checks, was able to determine that this pixie is likely the cornerstone of the production of moon dust. With that, as we are making these discoveries, I assume Simri is probably filling the party in on this information. I will leave that up to Bun as to what Simri is relaying to the rest of the group. But Simri, you have established a mental connection between yourself and Ajana. More than that, you informed me after the fact, after game, that you also wanted to include Copper and Pact in this connection.
Yes.
Because you rolled for up to 3 people, I believe it was.
It can be the roll is for how long it lasts. It can be up to my proficiency bonus,
Which should be 3.
Yes.
Now, I do want just a quick clarification. Could you pull up that feature? Because I want to make sure that it is 3 total and not yourself plus 3.
Plus 3, yeah.
Because that does make a difference. That's a whole extra person. Psychic whispers. You can establish between yourself and others. Choose one or more creatures you can see. The number of creatures.
Up to a number of creatures equal to your proficiency bonus. There.
Yes.
It does
so
not say
you
what
are
more
included by
than
default. So
Okay.
you can pick up the 3, which in this instance is Ajana, Pact, and Copper.
And 5. Oh, okay, cool. 5 hours again. Nice.
So like the time. Now I do have a couple questions before we continue. Do y'all, having made this discovery, do y'all reach out to Lath and Solomon via your stones, your beacon stones that you were given by Lib to try and get them in on this conversation? Or are you waiting for that maybe a bit later?
I figured mostly to kind of keep them in the loop in real time. Pact would definitely pull out his Rocky Talkie just so he could keep them updated.
Okay. Well, a reminder, this isn't a sending stone, so the only thing you would be able to send to them is that pulse of hey, as you guys established previously, hey, we need to meet.
Okay. If that's the case, then he would definitely just relay to them. Update on Malakai's pet. More details to come.
Again, it is not a sending stone. It does not convey messages. It
glows.
It glows. When one person uses the stone, all the connected stones also. So when you use the stone, it blinks like an alarm almost. And when you use yours to do that, it causes all the other ones to blink as well. It's a signal stone.
Right. Apologies. Yeah.
It's a pager.
Yes, it's a pager.
He'll page Lath and Solomon.
Okay.
Pager Pebble, yeah.
So Lath and Solomon, you both who are in the tower in the wee hours of the night. Solomon, well, you both really don't need to sleep. You both only need to basically go into trances, so you both would probably be some sort of conscious when your stones, your signal stones, are paged. And you know that is, based on previous conversations, that is of pretty high importance. So, presumably, you both decide that the best thing to do would be to reconvene at the Copper Piece with the rest of the group, correct?
Lath would want to.
Okay. What about Solomon?
Solomon's kind of just like, there's always something happening. And just, like, tiredly grabbing his stuff as he's getting ready to leave.
That 5 a.m. walk to the bus stop for school that day.
Mm-hmm.
That 5 a.m. call from work.
Exactly,
Going,
that's what I was thinking.
Hey, we need you to come in. Do you?
So,
do you really?
We just realized we're short-staffed, and you seem applicable for coming in all the time. Is this okay? You have no choice.
Right? They're asking you, but they're not giving you a choice. Yeah.
I will say, in terms of time, it is roughly, probably about 3 a.m.
Oh, God.
It is late in the night. The wee hours of the morning.
No, my long rest.
I'm still giving y'all your long rest. Do not worry.
Just barely.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and give you all, as we're having this scene in the wee hours of the morning, I'm going to go ahead and give y'all the benefit of your long rest. So, because you've already gotten most of the way through it, or at least part of the way through it, to where I would say it goes ahead and applies for this interaction we're now having with Ajana.
Sweet. Okay, good. My long rest is back. Thanks, Joe.
But with that, Solomon and Lath, you both head out to reconvene with the rest of the group at the Copper Piece. Given the wee hours of the night, the streets are pretty fucking bare, aside from the odd individual couple folk who are late coming home from the bar, the odd Black Watch patrol, various nightlife, but that is not of concern to you. You guys are heading to the Copper Piece. During this time, while your group is waiting for Solomon and Lath to meet up at the Copper Piece, we're going to go ahead and we're just going to put the conversation on hold with Ajana for a moment, and we're going to say that it's primarily at this moment trying to ease tensions. Ajana is very clearly startled and terrified, and so we'll say that the most of this time is dedicated to just kind of getting things settled, lowering those tensions. You guys are able to let Ajana have a little bit of soup. She is very, very clearly hungry. Very hungry. I would like in this moment, as Simmer, I presume you've been relaying pretty much all your discoveries and connections to the rest of your group, correct?
Yeah.
I would like everyone to, once again, except for Simmery, because you've already passed the check, I would like for everyone here to go ahead and make me Arcana checks, please. Arcana or History.
Ooh.
Oh, okay,
fuck,
Pack.
natural 22 anyway.
Oh, Copper is higher than last time, I think.
I got 16.
16. I'm sorry, I said everyone. I will hold on to that, but Lath is not actually here to make that check yet. So that's my mistake. I did say everyone. I'm gonna pin that 16, okay?
Valid.
You want me to make the check, or am I still on hold?
You both are on hold because you are not currently at the Copper Piece. This is for those at the Copper Piece still.
You got it, Chief.
Pact, this actually, now that you're realizing what this creature is a pixie, things are making more and more sense to you. more specifically, you're quite familiar actually with pixies and a number of fey creatures given your history within Ventress, and more specifically within the Empire. The Empire of Ventress has a very long, closely entangled history with various aspects of the Fey plane, many of them being the creatures within, but more specifically, the Empire has a pretty close connection with, more specifically, the Summer Courts, the Seelie, if you will. The Seelie primarily composing of things like pixies, for example, satyrs, centaurs, a lot of the more, you could call it, humanoid creatures. And then there's things like the dryads, and most of these things are like the, what's the word I'm going for? Civilized, quote unquote, civilized factions of the Fey plane, where you have like the Eladrin as the little refresher on the Fey plane for those not familiar. The Fey plane is divided into 4 courts: the Eladrin, the Seelie, the Unseelie, and the Fomorians. The Seelie and the Unseelie are the Summer Court and the Winter Court. And it's basically like the good versus the evil in a way. In very, 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 what's the word I'm going for? Very, very blunt terms. And then you have like the Eladrin, who are primarily the elves who have been exposed to the magic of the Fey plane for eons and eons and generations. That's become part of them. It's become part of their very being. And then you have the Fomorians, which are basically Fey giants. They are the giant kin that used to live alongside the elves and I believe primarily the Seelie, though that might be an incorrect thing on my end, but they now keep to their own. They're now just magical giants, basically, Fey giants. But you, Pact, having your connections to Ventress and the Empire, you are more familiar with the Seelie Court, which is the Summer Court, which, again, those are typically the Seelie Fey are typically the ones that you see more commonly in the material plane. Those are the ones that tend to bleed through a bit more. Again, pixies, satyrs, sprites, dryads. You are no stranger to seeing these kinds of creatures within the Empire. Just, again, a little bit of a quick refresher on the factions of the Fey realm, the Fey plane.
So Ajana would fit alongside the Seelie then?
Yes.
Okay.
In terms of your knowledge of the Fey plane, that would make the most sense. That she is likely of the Summer Court, or at least that is what you're familiar with. If she is directly from the Fey plane, there is the rare occasion for pixies to have been born, quote-unquote, in the material, but that's usually typically from pixies coming over from the Fey plane and reproducing. But typically, those are in, like, groves, deep, confusing forests, nature. A lone pixie in a hustle and bustle, cold city like Blackwall is definitely outside the normal.
Okay. So are we able to, like, so part of talking down Ajana, like, would we be able to, like, say something real quick?
Yes. The checks were primary to see, like, what your collection of individuals knows about pixies now that you've been relayed this information from Simri. I'm going to keep the bulk of the conversation on hold
Yeah.
until the rest of the group arrives. But if there's like a couple short things you want to say to Ajana, that's totally on the table.
Not really short things, because I feel like what I was about to ask would be more geared towards like when everybody else shows up.
Okay, then I'll probably have you wait if that's okay, just because
Oh, that's fine.
I would like for everyone to be part of this conversation.
Of course.
We just let her eat soup to her heart's content.
Yes, and as she
Yeah.
is
It's good soup.
as she is eating this food, as she is eating this soup, she is becoming more relaxed. She is seeming to warm up to you all a little bit. She's not immediately
Get it.
like on edge, if you will. Pact with your 21, with your natural 20 of 21, I would like for you to make me one more check, either medicine or survival. Your choice.
Uh, 17.
You, again, are pretty familiar with pixies in your time in the Empire. It has been some time, but just getting an initial look at this pixie before you, she seems, as far as pixies go, because you know pixies can live an extraordinarily long time, especially in the Fey Plane, she looks incredibly young. Not child age, but if I were to put it to, appropriately enough, if I were to put it to a number in terms of relative aging for, say, humans, for yourself, she seems like she's probably hot, like late teenage years, maybe 17. She's young. She's really young.
Upon realizing this, Pact's face, for like a brief moment, depending on whoever is around, will definitely like sour a bit. Almost as if he like recalled something, and he's mourning a thought before he kind of just like puts himself like right back to normal.
I'll say, for the sake of brevity and the sake of ease, it's probably around this time that Laith and Solomon, you both arrive at the Copper Piece, and upon your entry, Ajana almost immediately gets like anxious again. Like those of you who are connected here are like, more people have to go.
Either
please.
of you can respond. Yeah. Sorry.
Yes. No, hang on. Just one moment, if you don't mind. They're with us. They're friendly.
Friendly?
Yeah, they won't hurt you, especially after we mention where you're from.
Solomon and Laith, as you both begin to enter the back room where the rest of the group is. Solomon, you may now make me a history or arcana check if you wish. Laith, this is where I'm going to pull your 16 that you rolled into this to identify Ajana as a pixie.
History or Arcana, you said?
Yes, your choice.
Yeah,
This
go
is to
Arcana.
identify what Ajana is.
10.
A 10 is actually, in this instance, that is the DC.
Yay!
So you both would identify in this moment that there is a pixie before you.
A pixie.
He's so tired.
You brought me here for a pixie.
We almost
Sorry.
upended the shop for a pixie. As Bach is trying to bed back down in a corner.
Balka's making biscuits.
Maybe.
If our speculation is correct, this creature could be what Malakai is searching for.
Where did it come from? And before you even say the Feywild, I'm done.
I was about to give a more practical answer, but okay.
Thank you.
And he'll like kind of unfix the tube from his back and just kind of not present it, but he'll just kind of like lift it up a bit. They came from the map tube that I carry.
Clever map tube. Lath is kind of talks in a hushed tone.
Lath, with your passive perception being a bit higher, you notice that this pixie, who is kind of like hovering, peeking from around the soup pot that is here, is giving you a bit of a curious eye.
He's gonna softly, not like loud enough to like to even startle her, just quietly say in Sylvan, I promise I'm not going, that I have no intention of hurting you.
Hey, shout out to Lath being the one person in this party who speaks Sylvan, by the way. Lath.
Thanks, Lay.
Lath, you say this to Ajna, and hearing her native tongue almost immediately becomes, I guess, more relaxed or more curious, perhaps. They float up from behind the soup pot and they say to you, You speak the tongue of the Seelie. You can understand me. And of course, those of you who are having this mental connection with Ajna, you are hearing this translated because obviously, when you speak it, it is, your words are in your own head,
Lath will give a small little smile. My name is Lath. I'm a sea elf.
Sea elf. I'm not familiar. I'm Ajna. Lath.
Me.
The term Ajna in Sylvan translates to bellflower.
Oh, that's so cute!
Something you would only have knowledge to as you speak Sylvan. You understand the native tongue. The name is still Ajna, but the term Ajna is translated to bellflower in common.
Ajna, such a pretty name. Just like a flower.
Thank you. My mom, my mom likes to grow lots of flowers, and so that's where my name came from. I'm sorry. I don't think I've ever met a sea elf before. Where are you from? A different court? Lath, you, with your history check, you would likely determine that Ajna is referring to one of the other Fey courts.
Can I roll to see if Lath would have ever been to the Feywilds?
Sure. It
That's a good
likely
question.
not before your interactions with the Inquisition, but the Inquisition has a bit of a close relationship with the Fey utopia of Nivelis, which which nobody here has ever heard of before, I'm sure.
Shift yes.
And the Inquisition has received frequent visits from the aptly titled Emissary of the Plains in one Corvin Alakir. Go ahead and roll me just a D100.
Oh, jeez.
High will say that you've been to the Fey Plane. Low, you have not.
61?
You have. Maybe not for a extended period of time, and probably not very frequently, but you've absolutely been there once or twice. Like,
Born
most
from
likely,
there.
based on what I said previously, most likely to the city of Nivelis.
I wasn't born there, but I've been to the Feywilds a few times. I believe Nivelis.
Oh, yes, I'm familiar. It's not near the Summer Isles, but I know the name. Pact. As she names the Summer Isles, go ahead and make me just a history check.
Ooh, 16.
You know that the Summer Isles is a rather extensive region within the Fey realm, belonging to the Sealy Court. It's primarily plains and beaches, but it's a region.
So you are Yosei. I heard some stories about your origin, your plate of origin, especially their connections to my homeland.
Yes, you're I can't quite think of the name, I'm sorry, but I know that
Ventrician is the
yes.
official title.
And this is the point where Ajna actually begins to float up to you, Pact, meeting you at eye level. I owe you an apology. I didn't mean to invade your very, very private life. I guess you could say I'm lost. And you being from Ventress, well, you have the connection to the Fey Plane, like I do. Pact. Pulling your previous history checks, returning back to our knowledge about Ventress and its connection to the Sealy Court. Ventress has, or at least Ventress natives, have a bit of a not unspoken, a less obvious benefit of being born in Ventress in the Empire, especially in the Empire, in that typically folks, and this isn't exclusive to elves, this is basically just anyone who is born in the Empire and spends a number of years there. It is not uncommon for many in the Empire to develop a deeper, almost spiritual connection to the Fey Plane. The running theory is that it's just the ambient magics from the Fey Plane leaking into the prime material that gives you, I guess you could say, makes it easier for those with this connection to reach out to the Fey Plane. And for many Fae from the Fae plane, it almost acts as almost like a beacon. What she is saying in this moment is that she was able to pick up on this connection that you have to the Fae plane based on you being born in the Empire. I thought, based on your connection to the Empire, to the Fae plane, I don't know, I thought maybe you could help me. I thought maybe you knew a way back home.
Pact will get a little uncomfortable, like the moment, like the consistent reminders of like the Empire, especially like when everything's brought up, he will definitely just kind of mutter. He'll be connected mentally. We can discuss that at a later time. I want to talk to you in private, if that's okay.
You can see her mouth her jaw kind of drops a little bit, like she's going to say something, but she immediately looks a little nervous. Okay.
For the record, I will admit I'm surprised, and this is a bit jarring, but I don't want to disclose everything right now. If that's okay with you, there's just levels to this.
I understand. But for what it's worth, thank you for harboring me for the past few days, even if it was unknown to you. She lets out a little nervous laughter.
Unfortunately, part of that is going to have to be the topic of discussion of, because of I'll just be kind and say liberation from Malakai Draxus, and him now on the hunt for, I'm assuming, you.
Please, he can't find me.
I offer no promises, but I just need you to understand the severity of this current situation now. I technically told him the truth, but now it's going to look at like a lie of omission, or I don't know, however they say it in common, I can't remember. But we are all now in grave danger.
I'm sorry. I didn't know what else to do.
You were desperate. I can't really scold you for that. You were in a bad situation. You made the best of it. I can't really say anything bad about it. We just need to figure out what to do next.
Okay. Now, Pact, you wanted to have a conversation with her in private. Do you want to do that now, or do you want to do it after the primary conversation with the rest of the group?
After the primary conversation, just in case they have questions of their own.
For the sake of ease, with there being mental connections and some folk in here who can speak Sylvan, some can't, we're going to just treat this like a normal conversation and just skip over the finer things of like folks having to translate for others, some folks not being able to really understand the conversation at all. We're going to kind of gloss over that and just kind of treat this as a regular conversation, if that's cool with everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She kind of returns back to the soup pot and kind of sits along the rim once more. She's kind of rubbing her hands together nervously. I'm not used to this many people staring at me. Well, I am, but usually from the inside of a cage.
You see Lath's face kind of fall sadly.
And I'll assume Simri is kind of cluing Solomon and Lath in onto her discoveries about, her connection to Malakai and the moon dust and everything. I would like everyone here, including Lath, who's not originally from Blackwall, I would still like everyone here to go ahead and make me a history check. Pact and not Pact. I'm sorry. Copper. Simmer, you don't have to make this check. Copper, you get this check with advantage. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Called everyone's name.
I felt like a grandpa there. Like.
Yeah, Billy.
Okay, history check.
Daughter, son, granddaughter, uncle, person I actually need to address. Yeah.
13.
Tell me, where have you?
Spawn.
17.
Okay. Let's see. So, Bulk 13, Pack 17, Copper 14, Lath 15, Solomon 11. Appropriately enough, Solomon is the only person who doesn't get this. The DC was 13. But since Solomon has actually spent most of his time in Blackwall in the confines of the tower, it actually is kind of appropriate. For the rest of you, even for Lath, you all know that over the past few years here in Blackwall, approximately the last 6 years, there has been a major oncoming of a new drug that has made its way into the streets, courtesy of the Archangel, something referred to as moon dust. It is, if we were to put it, the comparison of it to like an IRL drug, it would be basically a soft mix of cocaine and shrooms. It is a very powerful hallucinogenic. It is very addicting. And it was something that had been completely unheard of until roughly about 5 to 6 years ago, where it suddenly took Blackwall by storm. You can't go anywhere where the Archangels are involved without some form of knowledge of it. The Blackwatch has been trying to figure out the source of it forever and has been trying to shut it down. More so, they've been trying to figure out who the primary dealer of the moon dust is and bring them in to stop the moon dust crisis. You all are, with your checks, are able to determine that if he is not the primary dealer, Malakai Draxus is most certainly connected.
The manufacturer.
Mm-hmm.
Or part of it, anyway.
Yeah.
There might be another pixie running around, too, that's getting ground up for it.
One of the cogs in the wheel.
Yeah, I was going to say, especially if he's referring to Ajna as his pet.
Mm-hmm.
Fox has got his arms behind his head. Well, if they try to put you in a cage again, little bird, do my best to bust you out. That shit's no joke running around with moon dust.
You see she looks a little more relieved at you saying that, and you see her wings kind of flutter a little bit, almost like a hummingbird, for just a moment. If anyone has conversation or questions for each other or Ajna, this is a good point. Or if you have questions for me.
I have one, but I'm leaving the floor open first.
Okay.
Go,
Go ahead,
CG.
CG.
All right, then. Perhaps we should go from the top. how did you come to be captured by Malakai Draxus? I would hear of it.
That's a that's a bit of a long story. My name is Ajana, and as some of you likely have determined already, I am not from this plane. I'm from the Summer Court, the Court of the Seelie, and more specifically the Summer Isles. I'm what is known as a Felade. And I'll give y'all the spelling for that term here.
Thank you.
The in-game chat. I would like Pact and Lath to go ahead and Pact. Yours will be normal. Lath, yours is going to have disadvantage. Both of you go ahead and make me history checks.
Five.
Actually, Lath, yours is going to be normal because you speak Sylvan, which is going to actually help with your check.
Okay. Oh. 4.
That's okay. You do know that this term, Lath, translated from Sylvan, translates to Gilded Relay. It's a title. Adding that into your in-game chat.
Donkey.
Within the Summer Isles and much of the Seelie Court, me pixies are oftentimes employed as messengers. I was young at the time. This was, well, a few years ago. I was working, or I was starting my work in I guess you could call it a internship with the Felade within the city of Melvatalos. And I'll put that in Wermst for y'all. Melvatalos. City within the Summer Isles. Boom. There's that for y'all. I was asked, or I guess given a test to deliver a box. And they told me not to look in the box, that not to look in the box under any circumstances, but we pixies, we're heavily curious, and unfortunately I'm, well, doubly. And I did the one thing they didn't ask me to. They asked me not to do. And I realized, looking back on it, that it was actually a test. The box was enchanted so that when it was opened, it would cast a powerful magic. And it sent me here. Well, not here, not in the city, but out there in the cold and in the forests. Well, I was obviously lost, and I was attacked by a huge beast covered with fur and feathers. Its face resembled that of a bird, and Malakai, he saved me. He was also with another woman, and they brought me back to here, and it wasn't long after I arrived here that I was thrown in a cage. A couple things here.
Yeah.
Pact. I would like another Arcana check, please. Oh, I'm gonna release your cat, babe. She's wanting out.
11.
11.
Sorry, so sorry for my notes. So she was saved by Malakai, who had a bird-faced woman with him.
I'll get to that, but I will clarify on that. It is not outside of the realm of possibility that Fae can be rather ruthless with their punishments. It is equal parts torturous and as it is whimsical. This is not really a surprise to you hearing this, but as for what you asked me, Punk, Malakai saved Ajna alongside the efforts of an unnamed woman after Ajna was seemingly beset upon by a large beast. And I would like anyone here to go ahead and just make me history or survival. No, history or nature. I'm sorry.
19.
Oh, not 20.
Nice.
2.
Again, 11.
4. It's my number. I'm gonna reload roll 20.
Bulk, I'm going to give you advantage on this because more specifically because of the as you are part of because of where you're from. Not gonna dive too much into it, but as part of
14.
you being with the tribes. 14, okay. So basically, okay, so Pact, Copper, Solomon, and Bulk. That creature, and you guys get this in varying levels of confidence and assurity. That sounds like the creature she's describing sounds like an owlbear.
That do be a fierce predator.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty piece of work, but typically you can fight it if you have enough people with you, but by your lonesome, it's not impossible, it's just very difficult.
Bach lets out a low whistle. Damn, hummingbird. Not like you'd feed those things very much. Owlbears need a lot.
In truth, I think I startled it. I tried to ask it for help, and then I realized that that was when I made the realization that I was no longer in the Fae realm. Sometimes animals there, especially the ones you don't really recognize, they're sometimes capable of speech.
Those tend to think with their stomachs.
As I came to learn. But I've been here ever since. Held captive by Mr. Draxus. And farmed for my dust, as I've heard it so lovingly put. I don't know. I thought he was kind when he came to save me. I thought he could help me. And then he shoved me in a cage, and that's where I've been for 5-6 years now. Packed. Calling back to your check from earlier. If she is this young now, and she's been here for a few years, that means she was probably 11 or 12 when she initially arrived in the material plane. She was
I had a feeling.
Practically a child.
Yeah, I had a feeling, but I was kind of hoping age would be a factor, but nope. Joy.
And that's kind of my story. It's not much of one, but that's what I have. now I'm just trying to go home. Please. I don't want to be here anymore. I learned my lesson. I just want to go home. I miss my mom. I miss the summer isles and Mavatalos. Well, will you all help me? Please? She is on the verge of just descending into tears. She's desperate. No insight checks required.
We have to discuss terms if that's okay. I mean, I don't mean any offense, but your kind of have a reputation of sorts of working out deals.
I understand.
Simri has to walk away for a minute. She goes like upstairs.
Seeing you walk away, Ajna kind of says to the rest of you, I didn't upset her, did I?
May I insight, Samurai?
That would be up to Simri. Would you allow an insight?
You sure can, buddy.
Okay.
What would a 16 garner?
This Simri's upset. Not at Ajna, but the circumstances. And she needs a moment to cool off. She's getting a little emotional.
Pact would relay that back towards Ajna. You're not the one who upset her. It's overall what we're all going to be dealing with. Just give her a moment, and she just needs some time to process everything.
She gives a bit of a sheepish but frantic nod.
I know where I would land on such a request. But I would hear everyone else's thoughts. Lathe. Master Lathe.
Lathe would probably... It would be relayed in mental notes. Due to not wanting to perpetually swear in front of a child. Lace would say, there's no way I'm gonna turn down a child. What she went through, that I couldn't say no.
A noble stance, Master Lathe. Master Solomon. Solomon?
You are muted, J. Frost.
Oh!
Alright, he's gone.
He
Vanished to the
there
ether.
it is.
Hello, hi. My net decided to take a shit. What happened?
What'd you last hear?
Last thing I heard was basically the insight check from Pact onto Semri, and then it just went quiet.
I see. Copper is basically kind of gauging the party right now on what they want to do, whether or not they will accept Ajana's plea to return to the Feywild.
You're gonna have to watch out for us dealing with these assholes first, probably. I don't see a reason not to, I guess.
I see no problem. All I ask is that we don't get caught up with any Fey shenanigans.
What kind of shenanigans can birds pull anyway? They're not even the size of my fist.
I can.
There is a
brief you
deadpan
on
look
Faith.
of a tired man at Bulk.
Bulk, I can go over how, and I don't mean offense to this Ajana, but how fickle some Fae can be.
I just have a question above game. Is Bulk just assuming she's a bird because she has wings?
No, he doesn't know what Fae are, so I'm just like, okay.
Okay.
Maybe, obviously not too bird-like, kind of. He's like, maybe they're magical bird-human things. Something
Magical
else
bird
that's
hybrids.
bird-like.
Maybe
So I don't know how
Arakaka are
magic
different in the Fey realm than they are here. Who knows?
Yeah.
Man, that's a weird looking Kenku.
There's a weird fucking bird outside.
Hanging outside.
I was
Amazing
just about to
RP.
type that.
Simri has forgotten that Pact and Ajana are also part of the mental connection. This meant for Copper, but all three of you, more like a micro heartbeat, I know, would hear from Simri, I'm not letting a child go through something else like that again.
Those of you still downstairs see Ajana kind of perk up and kind of look around.
Ooh.
I see. Then it seems we are all in agreement. We shall endeavor to get Ajana back, Master Ajana, back to the Feywild.
Thank you. I haven't had anyone help me here before. Or not except...
Not a rush job, though, so sorry in advance.
Our means are limited, as Master Bach was pointing out. But it is an endeavor we are willing to undertake.
Thank you all. Thank you all so much. The only other person who's helped me thus far is the nice lady who helped me out of my cage. I never got her name.
That was a question that I had as well, but I did not want to press it at the time. How did you escape?
Well, there was a woman. She, when there were no other people around, she came over. She helped me from my cage, and she put me in her cloak, and she took me outside. And when we got outside, I don't know quite how to describe it. It's like she didn't speak to me, but it was like I understood what she wanted, and not like now where I'm hearing you in my mind. Just, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I just understood.
Pact, grows more uncomfortable. Could you describe what she looks like?
I can do my best. I'm not super familiar with many of the races here in the Prime, but I think she was a human, like you. She was rather lean. She wasn't super tall. She wore a cloak. But I remember most distinctly she had pink hair.
Ah, interesting.
Pact will ease up a bit, so she didn't have cat-like eyes or a or a saber on her back that had a cat head pommel.
No. I don't think she even had any weapons.
An empathetic individual with pink hair and a cloak.
Especially one who's close to the archangels.
Yes.
Master Pact. I believe I have an inkling about who this individual might be.
So, if you don't mind rephrasing. If you don't mind sharing with the rest of the group.
Part of our deal involves confidentiality, and I would wish to confirm before naming names. Permit me to follow the lead before reporting back. Not in poor faith, you understand.
Of course.
He will look back to Ajana, and I guess through the mental connection go, I believe I know of this kind individual that released you.
You do?
In a loose sense. I perhaps could get in touch with them if they are indeed that person, but I will need to find out. Perhaps that could be the first step in solving either of our problems.
Well, I haven't seen her since she, released me. It's, She seems to sort of get lost in thought.
Take your time.
Copper,
Yes.
go ahead and make me an insight check.
Oh, natural 20!
You had to be a 21.
Nice.
Ooh!
She is trying to put on a face, but she's not telling you something.
Noted. Copper is going to, after a beat, go.
I guess let me clarify a little bit more. She's not telling you something not out of malice or deception. It's almost like there's a hint of fear behind it.
Fear, you say?
Mm-hmm. I do say.
Interesting. I'm just thinking about how to phrase this. Are there any other details that you can share? Even if something were perhaps minuscule or even something that could be frightening. Any bit helps.
She starts rubbing her hands together a bit nervously. No, I don't think so. Copper, carrying your insight. She's lying. 100%. I will allow, in this moment, other folks here to insight as well, if you want. Again, you're aiming to beat a 21 like Copper did.
24.
Damn it. 15.
Okay. Pact, you also, in this moment, in that specific moment, where she says she doesn't really have any other details to give, she is not being truthful. Not fully.
He'll look towards Ajana. Look, the more information we can go off of, the better we can do, the better our chances are trying to help you. It's just we have a decent idea of like what to do, but we need to know everything at our disposal at this current moment.
Pact, make me a persuasion check. You get advantage. You specifically get advantage.
20.
Good shit. The spirit of Corvid lives on.
I've never gone.
Always watching, Tartbowski. Always watching. Pact, you give her a bit more comfort, and she seems to open up a bit more. Well, truth be told, I think I made a bit of a mess of things. This woman, again, she didn't speak or anything, but it's like I knew what she wanted me to do. And what she wanted me to do was to fly out really far out into the ocean. It was really, really cold. And there was a boat out there. She wanted me to go onto the boat and down into the cargo hold. And there were these two guys. And then she kind of stops and she kind of looks at Lath. They're actually kind of dressed like you. But she wanted me to put them to sleep. We pixies, we can sometimes put people to sleep with their dust. And so I did. Then there was another really scary individual. And then really bad things started happening. People started dying. And then they would get back up. And I had never seen anything like that before. I didn't know that was the thing you could do. And so I fled. I came back. And when I got back, more of the archangels spotted me, and I ran, and that was when I actually found you. Looking to you, Pact. And I hid, and I Well, I waited until I thought I was safe, and then the boat crashed. I don't know what happened, but the boat crashed, and now I'm worried that I messed up, and that this woman is now looking for me, and the archangels, and Malakai, and again, she looks like she's on the verge of tears. I like to think in this moment you all are just slowly looking at each other like, oh.
Simri just comes downstairs like, oh god.
Fox now slowly sitting up, like arms no longer behind his head. Wait a minute.
So, not really knowing what he's doing, Pact will just kind of hold his hand out towards Ajana.
She will kind of nervously kind of flutter onto your hand. Please, Mr. Pact, tell me, did I hurt people?
He'll the more and more like this whole conversation goes, the more and more uncomfortable he gets. He'll just kind of like, he won't really look towards her or anything, but he will say, how are you supposed to know what was going to happen? The fact that you feel this remorse is a good thing, but I don't know how not knowing what the consequences are is tricky. Just best we can do going forward is just trying to be better to make sure we're not manipulated like that again.
I released that really bad man, Mr. Pact. I didn't know that would happen. I didn't know what I was doing. I'm sorry.
Oh, this is bad timing. Bach's gonna shoot up and just ask, do you recognize the man? Would you?
Gotta love Balk.
He's not gonna go towards her, but he'll like slap the table. She might be able to recognize him. That bastard might be further, like, closer to being put in the dirt.
Ajana is visibly startled.
Yeah, I've never seen him this passionate before. It's a new thing for me too.
Forgive me. I've been able to listen to a lot of your conversations since I've been hiding with you. The person I set free, was that Rook Ashford?
The Scarlet Butcher, yes.
Oh no. What have I done?
May I say something?
Go ahead.
Copper will kind of interject a little bit. What you have done, Master Jada, is give critical information to those looking into this Rook Ashford's. You have found some of the most appropriate individuals to talk to. We have agreed to protect you as well, so you may not have been. What you have done may have been an unfortunate misstep. But with this disclosure, you've done a lot of good as well.
Ajna still looks a bit dejected, but does seem to hear you, Copper. I want to help. I released them. It only makes sense that I would help put them away again. Especially if other people are going to get hurt.
Copper kind of gives a small look to the rest of the party, but will say, any aid that you can provide us would be most appreciated, Master Ajana.
The moment Copper looks toward Pact, you can definitely see a look of thanks of controlling the situation, because he looks like he can shit a brick right now.
He said, I don't know how to handle these conversations. Help!
I'm not a master of any sort. I guess you could say a lady rather than master, but I'm also just a kin, and you're old. You're really, really old. You shouldn't. I shouldn't be master to you. No.
It's better if you just accept it and move on.
Yes, let's just accept it and move on. This is my establishment at the moment, and you are a guest. That makes you of a higher rank than I. And everyone else will notice that he is a little flustered.
If Copper sees Semri in the back, he literally sees her in the process of trying not to laugh.
My friends, you have now met Ajna, and she has offered her assistance into the ever so increasingly convoluted investigation of one Rook Ashford.
Why is this bitch everywhere, man?
Oh, you know. My question for
No,
y'all...
I don't!
My question for you all, do you have anything else for Ajna in this moment?
I can't think anything that I have.
Mm-mm.
Outside of the private conversation, not much.
Okay, we'll get to that here in just a minute.
Mine is more of a physiological question that she wouldn't know anything about, so...
The only thing that Copper is basically wondering at this point is, like, what are we going... Like, where's she gonna stay? What are we gonna do with her?
Do we need to make a tiny house inside of Pax map tube?
Tiny house, like a birdhouse.
Oh, see, I was just thinking about like a like the same kind of house that Stuart Little was in.
Oh my god!
Oh,
yeah.
wow, what a pull!
Oh
Shout
my
out to
God.
Stuart Little, who got adopted
Little.
before those kids did. Get fucked.
Jesus.
Common in American home, truthfully.
Listen.
No. Yeah, no, nothing from me.
Okay. Then I believe, Pact, this is likely a good time for that private conversation you wanted to have with Ajna. You're able to easily take her off somewhere where you will not be heard. I'm going to presume you are likely disconnecting from the mental link for this. Well,
Yeah, huh?
actually,
Yes, he can do that at any point.
well, if he does, he won't be able to chat with her.
I was gonna say before the mental link is disconnected, if she spoke Common, Elvish, or Draconic.
She, above game, her primary language is Sylvan. She can speak broken common, but it's like primarily single words, short phrases. She wouldn't be able to have a conversation like you and I are having right now, but she could have some semblance of one.
It won't be much of a conversation, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
Just hear the Discord hang up noise.
Voodoo.
So, mostly with, I assume she would say something about being able to speak very loose common, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. He'll look in contemplation, and he'll kind of present the tube again. Do not speak not of what you saw in here, and I will promise you safe haven. Or, sorry. Don't speak about the tube or what's inside. I will promise you home.
Just making a roll for her real quick. Trying to see if she understands.
She frog blinks.
It kind of takes her a moment, and then she, seemingly understanding what you're conveying to her, kind of puts her hands up close to her, like her collarbone, kind of close together, and gives like almost like a encouraged nod.
He will definitely put his hand out as if to shake it.
You are allowing her to return back into the tube?
Yes.
Okay. She will do so.
I make good food, actually. I can share next time.
She will smile at that one.
Oh no, how many curse words has she learned hanging around us?
How many curse words has she learned hanging around the archangels?
Hanging around the archangels, yeah.
Archangels, the guild.
Thank you.
So,
for a brief moment, as she kind of like nestles herself in and seals it back up, he will he will instinctually reach for his cigarettes and just think twice about lighting it up inside of Copper's establishment. And he'll just kind of think to himself, now that he's disconnected, why must this get more and more complicated? As he'll just kind of leave this, I assume, like a closet or something.
I believe, yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. In fact, you could probably have just said you were in the front room while everyone was still in the back room, still kind of mulling over what the fuck just happened. So, with that, with an Ajana in tow, a lost pixie girl in tow, do y'all... Oh, I just realized I need to add her to the Hoomst chat.
Yeah.
The Hoomst channel. Do y'all have anything else for each other in this moment before you all resume your long rest?
I don't think so.
Either in-game or above game.
What time is it at this point?
By the time all conversations seem to come to an end and things seem to... conversations come to an end and things seem to wind down, it's getting closer to probably the wee hours of the morning, probably somewhere from 4:30 to 5.
Yeah, Lath wouldn't have anything at least for another hour. Lath is gonna go find a coffee shop. He's up,
There are not many coffee shops open this early in the morning, but you can always
That's why
wander.
I said, like, an hour.
Yeah, you can always wander around until one does open up at the bare minimum. What about the rest of y'all?
I mean, really, the only thing Simri would bring up is that she wants to figure out how the fuck pixie dust puts people to sleep. Like, physiologically.
Do you want an above game answer for that? Because I could give you one.
No. That would ruin the purpose. I said Simri wants to figure it out.
Okay.
Specifically for the purpose of seeing if we could put something like Rook to sleep. And if it... Because I can assume above game what it doesn't work on. But we don't know what Rook is, other than fucked up experiment.
If you wanted to...
Don't try asking what Rook looks like.
All you know about the most defining thing about Rook is that Rook is apparently... primarily is a figure that is directly connected to... magically connected to a mask.
Yeah.
If anyone has ever seen Lethal Company.
A mask. Sorry.
If anyone has ever seen A Mask. But as far as researching pixie dust and pixies in general, Simri, or anyone who has interest in it, likely the best place to go would be the Blackwall Central Library. Which it should be noted that is presently not open at these wee hours, but
Oh god, no, Simri's gonna go back to sleep, but...
I figure most people are probably going back to sleep. I do have a question, though, for Solomon and Lath specifically. Are you two returning to the tower for the rest of your long rest? Or do you two not really care? Lath, I know you said you were going to get going to a coffee shop.
I mean, Lath would probably at least walk back to the tower.
Okay.
Solomon would greatly appreciate that, as he's going back to the tower, and he'll pick up some books on the pixies, whatnot, and medical books.
Would the tower have stuff like that?
The tower does have its own private library and archive.
Thanks, Solomon.
Yeah, so going back, picking up some books about
the
pixies.
Yeah, I got cool private books, secret books.
Yeah, I got the library of
I have
tower.
the arcane tomes.
I hope so. How do you get your spells if you don't?
On
Wizard
the way
Craigslist.
back, Lath does have a question for Solomon.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
It's not a bad question.
It's just because it's for Solomon specifically.
Yes. Staring at the wizard, who knows wizard spells.
Wizard shit. It's magic. I ain't gotta explain shit.
Seeing as we shouldn't be out by ourselves, do you have a way, like, I could disguise myself?
You're wanting to disguise yourself.
If I'm going out to, like, get coffee or something, especially if I'm going by myself, I'm not gonna bother people to come with me, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Buck will slam one more time on the table. I need to blow off some steam. Mind if I join?
You are not there. They have already left.
I thought we said we were leaving together. Damn it.
I was thinking if they were returning back to the tower.
Don't worry about it.
Uh,
He's gonna go blow off some steam though.
Do you want the bulk?
bulk up? Solomon will kind of look to Lath and go, I'm going to be completely honest with you, Lath. I really don't have any spells of that caliber under my belt specifically, predominantly due to the fact that I really don't care for leaving the tower to begin with. It's not really much for me outside. God damn it. Yes, I kind of hate everybody. I really hate social interaction, but if there is one, I'll submit a request to look into it. I'm sure, considering the fact that it's for you, I might be able to bypass some of the bureaucracy and red tape, but in the meantime, it's been a long day, and it's still a longer night. So, when we get back, I'll submit the request. I need to stop by the tower's library to pick up books about pixies and also a few medical books. See if maybe I can figure out anything more about this drug that's being produced. While I'm at it, I'll have a little bit of a time getting a little bit of reconnaissance done, preferably in the morning. Or hopefully later on in the night. Does that settle your inquiry?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I could also go for a coffee.
Solomon really said, look, I might have that power. 1, I'm tired. 2, it's way too fucking early in the morning.
3, I'm normally not outside the tower much. I am
Please
the
go easy
shut-in.
on me.
If you really didn't want to go out, I could always bring something back for you. I wouldn't mind.
I would appreciate that. Normally I don't care much for any sustenance, but on this one account I'll take it. Black. Blacker than the night.
He nods. I can do that.
No cream, no sugar, just black.
Absolutely, above game. He's not surprised one bit that it's just black coffee. That was gonna be his intention anyway, was just black coffee, because he had a feeling.
Thank you.
The both of you acquire coffee, and you return back to the tower. It is the wee hours of the morning. At this stage, we're beginning to get into the part where the night shift is swapping out for the day shift, as far as the staff are concerned. And as you both are actually moving through the halls and returning back to your respective places, the two of you are actually stopped by Lady Seargast, one of the tower attendants, who you both are familiar with, as seeing you specifically, Lath goes, Inquisitor! Kind of
Yes?
jaunting up to you. You actually have mail for you today.
You got mail.
And they hand to you, Lath, a very extravagant wax-sealed letter But neither you nor Solomon need to make a history check on this, as you both recognize the seal of House Blackwall.
Why is everything happening now?
Lath, opening the letter and peering at its contents, you have just received your summons from Lord Harrow, the Duke of Blackwall. And it is at this moment that we're going to take our break.
Oh, the intrigue is thick.
Oh, when I tell you that I looked like fucking, who is it, Charlie Day, making the entirety of this first act of this fucking game? Not even this first act, this first fucking, like, this first, like, dozen sessions, I looked like a fucking madman. Truly.
You are
So
really
your
crashing
personal
us
fault.
into this hard.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah.
personal corkboard is just crazy at this point, huh?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I have, no shit, 3 separate files, 4 separate files, all just filled with notes about the varying things going on. I'm a madman. I've done this to myself. But
We appreciate you for it.
I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you at home for taking part and watching. We are going to take a little bit of a bio break, and we will be back in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere, chat. And welcome on back, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. So, we return back to our game. It is now the next morning. In the early hours of the morning, let me actually go with, let's see. Let's go with,
Next morning or like later in the same day?
it is now like, where you guys were up at like, 3 in the
3
morning, 4 in the morning. It is now like the actual, like, proper morning, like 7, 8 a.m.
9. Ah, okay.
Lath, you have received your summons from Lord Harrow, Duke of Blackwall. The more full title of Lord Harrow Novak. It is best to, as you can presume, likely not keep the man you've been waiting to meet, well, waiting. My question for you, because I presume you are going to go, because this is what you've been waiting for, are you going alone, or are you taking someone with you? Someone, the group, whoever. Or are you going by yourself? You know that you specifically were invited, so you're not sure how welcome a unforeseen guest would be. But you might be able to talk your way out of it should that cause a bit of a ruckus. A
I was
stir,
gonna say,
if you will.
circumstances have also changed, and it's not exactly safe for me to traverse the city alone.
Correct. More specifically, it seems that, based on the arrival of this letter, Lord Harrow, Lord Novak, is seemingly aware that you are currently residing in the tower. So, it is up to you as to whether or not you want to go alone or take someone with you.
I would like to have someone at least accompany me on the walk over.
Okay. For ease, that will likely fall to Solomon, I would presume.
Hello.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Lath, you and Solomon. Solomon, you've been here for years, and Lath, you've done your explorations of the sea. You also have the map. So it's not really much of a challenge to find the manor of Lord Harrow, as opposed to some other larger cities where, the residing duke or lord of a town such as this would have a rather huge manor, or even maybe perhaps a castle of sorts. Lord Harrow's manor, while it is on a decent plot of land comparable to that of the tower, it is of humble design. It is not overly large, but you get the impression that it serves its purpose.
Leif is very, very nervous.
It should also be known that as we are into the new day now, the weather has changed. It is now a partly cloudy day following the massive amounts of snow that presided the previous 2 days. But as you approach the manor, Leif, as you approach the grounds, you see there are a number of guards stationed by a rather extravagant, hefty iron gate with a stone wall that seems to go around the perimeter of the land. There are roughly 4 Black Watch members out in front of the manor as you approach. They seem to strike at attention as you approach. One of them calls out to you, "Inquisitor, Lord Arrow's expecting you." "Who is..." And then they kind of give you an up-down, "Solomon, and you brought a member of the tower."
Yes, since I'm residing at the tower, and currently it's not exactly safe for me to traverse the city alone. I just needed someone to accompany me along the walk.
He went on, "I understand. You are welcome to head inside. The staff are already expecting you, as well as is Lord Harrow."
He nods and would head on in.
"Open the gate!" As from the other side of the gate, it is occurring to you in this moment as you are here that there is a set of guards outside the gate and inside. And 2 of them from inside the grounds come along and open the iron gates for you. There is a loud creaking sound as the heavy gates swing open, and you are permitted entry. My question, do you depart from Solomon at this time, or do you attempt to bring him with? It's up to
I
you.
did say he would accompany me on the walk. Before fully heading in, Leif would ask the guards, is there a place that my associate could at least, hang out while I'm in my meeting with the Lord?
The member of the Black Watch who's been speaking to you kind of turns to you, Solomon. "Your associate may wait in the lobby area of the Lord's Manor, of Lord Harrow's Manor, while you're in your meeting. I will just need a few pieces of information from you, sir." Looking to you, Solomon.
Sipping the black coffee, just going. And how may I be of service?
He'll just get some general information from you. It seems to be for primarily a formality for the sake of record-keeping purposes, but he'll get, like, your name, occupation, He is basically confirming your identity and confirming your position in the tower.
Okay. Solomon has no problem kind of divulging such information.
Excellent. With that, the two of you head onto the grounds. As compared to the tower where the grounds seem to be affected by some sort of residual magic, and it is actually warm there on the grounds, it is very much not warm here on the grounds of Blackwall Manor, as there is still snow scattered all around from the snow of days past. There's a few trees that line the primary road with no leaves adorned to their branches. You guys walk all the way down. It's a bit of a walk, but it's not anything that you two haven't done before, because again, it's the plot of land is comparable to that of the tower. But as you two approach the manor, there appears to be a servant, or perhaps a butler, standing outside, a elven man who looks to the two of you approaching and goes, "Ah, Inquisitor, and Mr. Akava, I believe it was."
Good morning. Just, again, sipping on that coffee.
Good morning to you, sir. Mr. Akava... Mr. Akava has... may wait in the sitting room while you have attend your meeting with Lord Harrow, Inquisitor. Looking to you, Lath. Should that suffice? Wonderful. Then both of you may follow me. And this elven servant takes the both of you inside, and rather than, again, like, extremely elegant and aristocratic, the interior of this manor, while it is certainly spacious, it's homier than expected, a bit more gothic in decor and style than maybe you were initially expecting. But the two of you are led through the halls and chambers into a sitting room where another servant attends to you, Solomon, for any, like, beverages or food that you may request, while the original servant that met the two of you outside walks with you, Lath, upstairs. You are led to what very much seems to be like the office. You know, it's at the end of a rather long, extravagant hallway, and based on relative positioning in the house, you determine that this chamber is likely right above, on where, if level 0 is the ground floor, this would be the first floor. It would be right above the main entrance to the building. As the two of you walk up, the servant knocks on the door. "Enter!" And the servant will open the door for you, Lath. "Your guest, the Inquisitor Sea Angler, is here, Lord Harrow." And looking up from his desk is this man. Lord Harrow Novak, Duke of Blackwall. A drow individual of many, many years, it would seem. Not many drow you've come across who actually have facial hair, Lath, but that is not really to the... Your experience with facial hair and Lord Harrow's experience with facial hair are likely different stories. But he kind of rising from his desk. "Ah, Inquisitor. It's good to finally meet you." And he is going to approach you, Lath, and he is going to put his hand out to shake yours.
Lath will shake his hand. "It's good to finally get a chance to meet with you."
Yes, my apologies. It has been, well, Apologies for the delay. In truth, I had planned to meet with you following the arrival of the Guinevere, but you're already well aware as to how that turned out. Come, sit. Let us speak.
Lath will absolutely take a seat.
Lord Harrow, as you sit down, Lath, goes over to what appears to be some already pre-made tea on a silver tray that was likely brought to him, a kettle and some tea bags. And he looks at you. Would you care for a drink? Tea? Or perhaps water?
Tea sounds lovely.
Tea it is. This is a particular brand I'm a fan of from down south in Gold Coast. He will pour a glass for himself, or a mug for himself and a mug for you. And he will actually walk over and he will hand it to you.
Lath will take it politely, and the first thing he does is, like, bring it close to his face to, like, smell the aroma of the tea.
Lord Harrow rounds the desk as you are doing this, and beginning to pull out his chair and take a seat once more, he utters to you, I take it that you haven't had too much trouble here in your time in Blackwall thus far. I understand that you were there when the Guinevere crashed into the harbor.
Been a little bit of a chaotic time since I've arrived, but
no. Apologies.
Sorry,
Apologies.
started barking.
Apologies on my behalf. Those are not exactly our own ships crashing into the harbor are not exactly common occurrences. But my understanding is that you were with the First Lieutenant Libiahin, as well as a number of other eclectic individuals, Dawn Creed included, who were willing to assist in quietening the situation. Securing the location. And dare say, I'm glad to see that you are unharmed. I guess you could say I've been playing damage control since that occurred.
Understandably so, sir.
Lath, he rolled like shit on his deception check. He is, as he's kind of going on a bit more, he seems to be a little uneasy. Not overly so, but just a tinge. Just a tinge. I've been having to meet with many members of the Black Watch as well as the Dawn Creed in resolving the situation. Truth is, Inquisitor, while you were sent here as a emissary of the Uncovenant, your arrival in Blackwall was part of another mutually beneficial agreement. There was a prisoner of rather high notoriety amongst the cargo of the Guinevere, one by the name of Rook Ashford, who, if you weren't familiar, was something of a villain in Gaia and Baldur's more recent decades. The Inquisition had captured them several years ago during the invasion of Paradigm and had held them in their confinement until recently. And Lath, you are smiling and nodding like you haven't heard this before, I would presume.
Yep.
Really? Oh no.
What? No.
Oh,
What? No.
Gasps in Spanish.
You can make a deception check if you want, but I'm going to tell you right now, he's not going to insight you.
No, Lath will just sit and nod and absolutely be listening
Uh-huh.
and putting on the best face.
We had planned to receive this killer so that they may be transported to Reichenberg under the watchful eye of the Black Watch and Reichenberg's Grim Guard. After arriving in Reichenberg, Ashford was to be put on trial after extensive deliberations with your pontiff, Lady LeBlanc. We agreed that having someone she trusted assigned to this operation would be beneficial. I had intended to brief you prior to this moment, though I'm sad to say, as I stated previously, I've been playing damage control, if you will. But that brings us to now. I am sad to say that the prisoner, Rook Ashford, escaped in the chaos of the Guinevere, crashing into Blackwall Harbor. I have Captain Roberts and the Black Watch's finest scouring the city. My understanding is that you have met the fair captain. Perhaps maybe not on terms you would have preferred, but nonetheless, admittedly, I want to be completely honest with you, Inquisitor. I'm fearful for the population while this killer roams my streets. The Pontiff is currently unaware as to what has occurred. To add to this predicament, Reichenberg is also expecting word from us regarding the prisoner's status any day now. Simply put, I require your assistance in finding this Rook Ashford.
I absolutely... Trying to think of how I want to word this. I can see what I can do.
With that, I bring to you a proposition. Help me find Rook Ashford and put an end to this. In exchange, I now, and you see he starts rifling through a few things on his desk, and he pushes forward a sigil, a badge, if you will. I now bestow onto you a symbol of House Blackwall. This icon will recognize you as a citizen of Blackwall, and more specifically, a deputy under my employ for the course of your investigation. And pushing it to you, Lath, it's a onyx badge, but though it's more like, it seems onyx, but it's probably more likely black iron. But it has the picture of the symbol of, appropriately enough, if you were to look at like the rook piece of a chessboard, kind of like that sort of shape, like a tower, if you will, or a wall. Given your cooperation, I will inform Captain Roberts of our agreement, to which in turn he shall lend you any and all Blackwall assets to assist you in your investigation, though, given the discretion of this matter, I would humbly ask that you keep things in moderation. He says, a bit more hushed.
Absolutely. I'll try to
Moreover,
get this sorted out.
Moreover, you'll be granted living quarters here in the manor, as well as licensure to purchase your own home, should you desire. Officially, you are now a Blackwall citizen. You will also be paid a lucrative salary of 300 gold per month for your services. The sum to be paid to you at this time, as well as on the first business day of each month, to assist with any and all expenses. Lath!
That's a lot of money, dude.
That is...
Lath Got
Above-
a fucking stipend.
Above game, that is a noble salary.
Oh.
Fucking bro just offered, hey, would you like 6K a month?
Yeah, pretty much.
These earnings will be directly deposited into your account under the Blackwall Treasury and banking organizations. You will also be granted the ability to ask for loans with payments being withdrawn from your monthly income.
Oh no, Leaf.
Leaf can now invest! Leaf can get involved in banking!
That's the real
Stonks.
question. Stonks! Yeah, the real question is, does Leaf know anything about...
That's a valid question.
That is a valid question, he says, taking a long sip of his drink. If it makes you feel better, I don't know. Me, Tart, doesn't know a damn thing about banking, so you won't have to worry about it all too much. All I ask from you is to sign a contract I have scribed prior to this meeting. And you see that he pulls out one of those, like, binders that, the flip binders, like, what's it called? A Rolodex? Is that it? Not a Rolodex. What's the fucking term? A file folder?
Oh.
And he pulls out what appears to be a already thoroughly written contract. Which, Lath, an interesting point of note as you're reading this contract. There is, with your passive perception, there is a bit of a oddity to the way that the text presents itself on the paper. It's kind of hard to make out, and you wouldn't really be able to understand what's going on without more time to look at it. But there's a uniqueness to the way the actual physical text presents itself on the page.
I was gonna say, Lath is absolutely gonna want to read it before he signs anything.
Mm-hmm. It is pretty lengthy. It's like the equivalent of like a renter's contract, you know? But as you're reading it, all I ask from you is to sign the contract. Your signature portrays your discretion and loyalty to House Blackwall and its citizens. Lath, go ahead and make me an investigation check.
You got this. You can do that roll. Nice.
19?
Yeah.
19. There certainly, initial read through of the contract, there doesn't seem to be anything dubious of sort when you're reading through this contract. And a lot of it, as you're reading it, he's actually explaining it to you. The interesting thing about the way that the text presents itself. The margins don't quite match up. And you kind of clock this as you're reading. It is odd because the sentences as they are written go left to right, as they would normally. But Lath, the spacing and the margins and the way it's written, it's almost like it was written out normal, but written right to left. Interesting. Nothing nefarious, but a bit of an odd way to write.
Worked up.
So like if you
Is this a book or a
if you
letter?
were to write like if you were to write I guess just to kind of clarify it a bit more, if you were to write left to right, I have a dog. My dog's name is Buster. It still reads like that, but it's like they wrote it the other way around. So they wrote instead of I have a dog, my dog's name is Buster. Buster is named dogs. Period. Does that make sense?
Buster is the name of the dog that I have.
Yes.
It's written. It presents on the page left to right, but it's almost like it was written right to left. But the text is still the same and hasn't shifted at all. It's like, I guess you could say it's like he's writing it backwards. It's like it's written backwards.
That's so weird.
Mm-hmm.
There's something to that.
But as you're going through the finer wording again, nothing nefarious, nothing that strikes you, aside from the way it presents itself on the page, nothing strikes you as odd. Again, a lot of it seems like formality. This contract is binding, should you decline or neglect to meet what is asked of you. And some of this you're actually reading as he's saying it. I shall be forced to report your misgivings and or hesitations to the Iron Covenant, from which you'll likely be given private transport to return to Agranosh for reassignment, or relocate to Reichenberg to report to the Inquisition Circle within the city. That circle's high votary, Merrick Steelbark, which, Lath, as a name you recognize, that is one of your Inquisition connections, will then select one within Reichenberg's ranks to resume your duties, whichever the Pontiff deems appropriate. Have I made everything clear, or do you have questions?
Sorry, I'm eating. I don't think there's any questions.
I just
Go
thought
ahead.
of a really good way to describe how the writing is presented. It is the sentence is written left to right, but the beginning of where they started is on the right.
Oh, that's even weirder than I was imagining. That is weird.
Mhm. They wrote backwards.
Latha's gonna ask about it. He just kind of looks up. This is written very peculiarly. Peculiar?
Peculiarly?
Is there an issue with the contract?
No, not an issue. The way it's written, almost backwards?
Ah, my apologies, a quirk of mine. You see, I am originally from the Underdark. Hold on. I had the city's name, and I have forgotten it. A city by the name of Thrull. Thrul, for those wanting for spelling. What? Oh, okay. Yes, I am pinning that button just for you.
Okay.
I will actually put this in Wyrm's Thrull. Lord Harrow, Novax. I guess I'll just put home city.
One letter off.
And that was a bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? A habit that I pulled from home.
I see. It's very fascinating to see. Not a bad thing at all.
I thank you. It takes a keen eye to point out that kind of thing. Most don't notice, and those who notice don't seem to acknowledge it. So, good on you for acknowledging such a thing. Taking notice. He takes another sip of his tea.
You could say I'm quite perceptive.
It's almost like you took the observant feat on your last
Almost.
level. Crazy!
Almost. Couldn't have been that.
Kind of returning back to the previous thing. Do you have, at this moment, any questions for Lord Novak?
I can't think of any, and I think Blake would trust that he's being honest.
Okay. This is a powerful dedication that I would ask one who has only been within the city limits for a select number of nights. If you request more time to think on things, you are more than welcome to do so. Simply know that the clock is ticking on this matter.
I can have an answer for you by the end of the day.
Wonderful.
Could I take the...
Yes, please, go right on ahead. Just know that the contract is meant for your signature and yours alone.
Yes, I see.
Wonderful. Well, once you provide your signature, there's a few in there, formalities of course. You will be granted your sigil and your first payment. And then we shall go from there.
Perfect. I appreciate your time.
I appreciate your patience. Truly. And then he'll kind of call out to the servant. Lawrence! And the elven servant who brought you up here will open the door. Yes, Lord Novak. I believe we have concluded our conversation for the moment. If you wouldn't mind escorting Inquisitor Siangla back to their associate, and then whenever, looking back to you, Lath, whenever you wish to come and meet with me again, you merely need to approach the guards outside. They will inform me of your arrival, and I will have you brought to me.
Perfect. I appreciate it.
He'll stand up, and he'll go to shake your hand.
Lace absolutely would shake his hand.
Thank you for your time, Inquisitor. I appreciate your patience and you being so forthcoming. And if there's nothing else for you, Lath,
Lath would make his way out.
okay. You reconvene with Solomon, and the two of you are escorted from the grounds. Solomon, you probably didn't have too many needs. You were sought to. Your needs were taken care of while you were here within Lord Novak's manor, Lord Harrow's manor. But the two of you make your way back into the cold streets of Blackwall, where I ask you now, what the fuck do you do now?
Lath wants to get far enough away from the manor first.
Perhaps reconvening at the copper piece? Smile?
Yes!
Great. So, by the time this conversation concludes, it's a little further into the morning. It's probably closer to about 9:30 now. Who all is still... I know Bulk left to go burn some... kill some steam. Kill some steam? Let off some steam.
No,
No,
the
he
first
killed
one was
that
right.
Steve.
Gabe, no!
Killed Steam. How will we get our winter deals now?
No, praise Gaben. I know Bulk went to let off some steam. Did Bulk end up returning?
Probably around like 10 or 11, yeah.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Who are the other three? Copper and Simri are at the fucking copper piece. But is Pact with Ajna still at the copper piece?
If everyone was breaking for a moment, he would try to go back to his apartment just to assess any possible damage.
Okay. You're able to do
Copper
that
and
during
Simri
this
have
time.
Copper and Simri have a crisis in the middle of his shop.
Yes, we'll get to Copper and
Standing
Simri in
in
just a moment,
silence.
because I know y'all have some stuff to talk about. But, Pact, you return back with Ajna to your apartment. Let me actually change her music a little bit. Let's go with... I don't want anything crazy. This will be fun. You return back with Ajna to your apartment, where after thorough inspections, I'm not going to make you roll anything, you do find that your locale was left untouched. There's no damage inside or outside. No signs of anyone trying to break in. And it is... Now that you have made your discovery of Ajna as you're doing these thorough investigations of your home, you are noticing there are some small bits that have been taken out of various foods, like primarily like fruits and veggies, but then like there was some bread up in the cupboard that you notice a little bit has been taken of. You probably up to this point attributed that to like rats or some shit, but now as you're seeing it, you're like, oh, that makes sense.
After assessing, he'll definitely just kind of he'll sit down in one of the dining room chairs, open a window, and just light a cigarette, trying to just decompress for about 5 minutes before they have to go back.
Mm-hmm. Just taking a moment. Looking out the window, it's nice not having to deal with the massive amounts of snow that have come with the past few days. It's still all over the ground, all over the buildings, but it's not... It now means you can open your window without getting fucking blasted. But as far as your apartment goes, as far as the space around your apartment building, everything seems normal. As normal as can be in Blackwall.
After a moment, though, he'll definitely like once he's finished, he'll actually head toward. He'll actually head towards his kitchen and try and like whip up some kind of lunch real quick for not only himself but Ajna as well, as a part of their agreement.
Absolutely. You're able to whip something up together easily enough. You've been cooking for yourself and your family back in the Empire for as long as you can remember. So this is not really a trial of any sort to you.
He will try to find some loose wood to create like the tiniest chopsticks that you've ever seen.
Oh, you actually find like a set of toothpicks in your cupboard, and you actually like just break one of them in half. I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
This will be fine for now.
I love it. Okay. You are able to acquire a little bit of food, and then you are headed back to the copper piece, I believe?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. Everyone reconvenes back at the copper piece, where, well, I believe, suffice to say, there's a little bit of news in that, Lath, you have met with Lord Harrow. I presume you are going to relay this to the group, in which case I will let y'all take it away.
Wait. I also have. Hold on.
Okay, I'm holding.
Thank you, CG.
It's back!
Let's go!
I got you.
Exposition.
Wait, guys, I have it.
Light just shows up and all of a sudden.
The best spell in the game.
Yeah, the strongest one even. It's like the compass from Hollow Knight.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Lath and kind of fills you all in about the meeting that they had with Lord Harrow and the contract that they have been requested to sign.
Which he has set on the table.
Yes.
Mhm.
So anyone may look at it should they choose. Lath, have you informed them as to the oddity of this, I guess you could say, the scribing method that Lord Harrow has invoked?
I mean, he'd probably say it casually, but not really think much of it, because it's just a quirk of the living situation, I guess.
Okay. I see that.
Like, so he
Figure
would
out if
mention
it's
it.
weird or not.
Definitely taking that contract and reading through it.
Yeah. Anyone who wants to go through this contract, comb it to the best of your ability. Anyone who wants to, make me an investigation check.
Tart, may I do something before
Pack
then?
said, damn, that's a lot of words I ain't reading.
Ritual.
I'm using inspiration.
Okay. What's up, Solid?
I'd like to ritually cast two things.
Okay. Detect magic.
Nice,
Wonderful.
smart.
Identify.
Mhm.
Excellent.
Just in case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just in case.
We'll say that that probably happens first before people start picking up and reading the contract.
Yeah.
But I do see Pact in Simri's investigation rolls. Anyone else want to go ahead and make the rolls as well?
There
I'll
it
wait
is.
until.
I don't think Bach would.
Let's
I'll wait
go.
for a little bit. I'll wait for a
Copper.
little bit before I go through.
Okay.
Do I want to use inspiration? Because what Simri is looking for is, I actually don't know what Thieves' Cant is in.
It's basically a bunch of like symbols, if I remember correctly.
Symbols, phrases, and other things.
Thieves' Cant is kind of left ambiguous. It can be things like ciphers and kind of like how we have with the Hangman cipher. Pictures representing terms. It can be a variety of things. So it's left pretty ambiguous. But we'll before you decide on that button, how about we resolve the
Yeah, go ahead.
the castings that have occurred. Solomon, notably, based on your casting of Detect Magic, there is no magic attached to this contract. It is mundane as all get out. Which is something that is backed up by your identify. It's a contract.
This is a piece of paper.
This
Says
is a
identify.
piece of paper with words written on it. Lath has been given their lease agreement.
Their lease agreement.
Oh. No, I like that
Hang
one,
on.
actually.
Hang on.
I liked that one. That was good. Not good enough for inspiration, but good.
No, I would not have taken the inspo.
But yes. So that is what you're able to determine with the casting of those two spells, that this is plain, mundane ink and paper. It is at this moment that I will then ask for Copper and Simri if you guys want to roll your inspiration to try and get something higher.
Well, mine is entirely based on likelihood of any thieves being found.
Seeing if there's any sort of secret messages
Yeah.
in here or anything. Okay.
Yeah, because also, I guess... I'm trying to... words. I don't know if I would need to roll to recognize thieves' camp, only to figure out or what it says, correct?
Yes, determining if there is some aspect of thieves' cant within the contract would be a different check from actually determining what is trying to be conveyed.
Okay, yeah, that would have been what I would do instead of this,
Okay.
if I can say my words.
Okay, so you're
I
trying to
can use
determine
my
if
words.
there's any sort of aspect of thieves' cant or secret message
Hidden
or
wordage.
anything in
yeah.
here. Okay. If I may, just as your DM, I would suggest, because you're the only person who can do that at this moment, I would consider using your inspiration for it, but it is up to you.
Okay, yeah, that is why I asked, because I will, in fact, use inspiration.
I'm only
It's
saying
still
that because
investigation.
you're the only one who can do it.
Yes, and it would still be investigation.
It would be investigation, yes.
Please, God. That's an 11, and it's better than my 7.
It is better. Copper, did you want to re-roll? Or are you satisfied?
I'll just work with it.
Okay. Then packed with a 21. Solomon, would you like to roll?
Could I ask for Lath to assist me going through all this compared
I'd
to what
allow
he
that.
verbally said?
I would allow that because Lath has read through the contract already.
All right. So this
Provided
would be an
Lath is willing
advantage
to provide
Yeah.
assistance to Solomon. Okay.
roll? All right.
Was just kind of making an assumption for you.
Oh God, that is kind of tits, and not in a good way.
You can re-roll if you want. You got an inspiration for it.
I do, but there's a part of me that just wants to be a greedy little piggy.
You do what you think is best.
I'm gonna keep the 14's kind of where I'm gonna stick with.
Okay. All of you. You detect nobody here in your investigation checks is able to find any signs of foul play, secret messages, anything uncouth in what is otherwise a very formal, very detailed contract. Pact, you do pick up, with your 21, you do pick up that oddity in the scripture that Lath kind of absentmindedly mentioned. It's definitely weird, but it's not like it affects your ability to write at all. Hell, if Lath didn't mention it, you may not have noticed at all.
Would this writing quirk be somewhat similar to the, I guess, interesting style of writing with the kanji and all that?
In a way, yes. But this is still looking at it. It's still different from what you're familiar with. The sentence... I'm hammering this as much as I can. The sentence is written left to right. but it's like they started at the end of the sentence and worked their way backwards.
Okay. I just didn't know if it was like, I guess, translated or
Right.
wrote any other way than you mentioned.
Yeah. It does not seem to be.
Why would he bring it up if it's not important?
This is the equivalent of putting a chest full of gold in a room for us. We're all treating it with such suspicion.
It's the chair from Critical Role.
I was about to say, you enter the room and there is a chair.
No, what kind of lettering did they do?
What's the font? What's the sizing?
What kind of bird
used.
did the quill come from?
How long are the scratches? Letters?
I love it. But
How's the ink taste?
This fucking
Of the
Solomon.
paper.
Solomon just takes the paper.
Tongue through it. I
Did he cite his sources correctly?
But well, from your collective checks, it's very informal or very formal. There seems to be no sign of foul play aside from the oddity in how it's written.
Foul play.
It seems like just an official contract. He's trying to hire Lathon as a deputy to solve this issue with Rook Ashford. Something that you guys were definitely not already doing.
Definitely not.
I don't see why I shouldn't take the offer.
It seems straightforward enough as is. I mean, I don't see why not, honestly. I mean, 300 a month. Pretty good.
Yeah, it should be noted, you all are kind of taking it back from the 300 a month. That is definitely a noble salary here in Blackwall. It's not like, it's not like the most money you've ever fucking heard of, but I mean, like, none of you here make 300 a month.
Yeah.
I still think I'd rather stay at the tower, though. Just to be safe.
I'm going to be completely honest, something just does not feel right in my soul about this. 300 gold. You're basically given extreme measurements of power. What's the
But-
downsides?
I'm assuming the downsides is all of the control that the watch may not have. Even if you technically of a higher status and way, there's still political facing deal.
Bun, you are cutting out a lot. I'm
You are
very
cutting
sorry.
in and out.
I don't know why.
Is the button not working for push to talk?
No, it's fine. Simri was essentially just saying that, strings attached political bullshit that you have to deal with.
Lath, why don't you make me an insight check?
14?
There is one very obvious problem with this contract to you, and it's the fact that it's something that you kind of foresaw when you accepted this job, is that it is essentially binding you to Blackwall as a home, as a place of work for the foreseeable future. It's not like you can't go anywhere else. It's not like you can't return back to Agranosh, but as Lord Harrow said, you are now a citizen of Blackwall should you accept this contract. That's really the one blaring downside to it.
I guess dual citizenship doesn't exist here. Damn.
Again, just something about this doesn't feel right. If anything, you gain citizenship with Blackwall, yes, but you're subject to its laws, its orders. You basically become part of the system, and on top of that, this entire situation. I mean, who's to say that if something, God forbid, happens that goes, tits up, you aren't going to be thrown under the bus? This entire situation, considering what we've now figured out just from the past couple days, in all honesty, it feels like this would be a perfect setup for a scapegoat.
You mean like the captain?
Something along those lines.
Perhaps I can
This-
provide. Sorry.
I'll just be quick. This entire thing reeks of bureaucracy in the worst kinds of ways. Especially the ones that tie others into failure to achieve or failure in any regard would result in you and potentially your organization taking the brunt of the backlash instead of the proper channels taking their lickings.
Master Soul, if I may provide the role of advocate, fiend's advocate in this instance. Consider the position that our esteemed Duke is in right now. A notorious and powerful serial killer, one associated with the Hellfire Assembly, is loose in their town. Their options are likely limited. Yes, Leith?
He seemed really concerned. Like, stressed.
More than that,
Stress.
Laith, you kind of think back to your conversation with Lord Novak and a couple things of note that he pointed out to you. The rest of the Inquisition currently doesn't know that Rook Ashford is free. Neither does Reichenberg. Reichenberg is literally waiting to hear from Blackwall about the status of Rook Ashford.
Oh.
Yup.
Yeah.
So,
This would compromise his entire position.
Above
If it
game,
comes-
no checks required from any of y'all. He's fucking desperate.
Mhm.
I feel like we could get leverage on him needing help. Meaning I could throw in more compromise for not doing this alone and having help.
If I may argue against that, at least in the terms, why subject yourself to a contract at all, especially one of writ, when one can be done by verbal? Verbal contracts are harder to track, lesser means of being able to be enforced against you, say, if some unfavorable circumstances were to arise. Again, this entire situation is built off of his own failures. We know about what happened truly with the ship, with its crew, its cargo, everything that's being tied to it. Especially now that we already know about Rook Ashford. He's keeping it on the down low. It's his hide. Any politician would be smart enough to find a way to scapegoat another group, especially if it happens to be tied to one that was already overseeing this operation. The Iron Covenant was the ones in charge, especially of the transportation. And as said, the next town over is expecting a report. If anything, that desperation will breed into, well, a need to find someone to blame, a scapegoat, a sacrificial lamb. Reichenberg is the area that's going to go next. Someone's going to start putting inquiries in. And when the pieces don't match up, and the accounts don't look right, who do you think they're going to look for in order to skin alive?
Hey, Tart.
Hey.
What do I know about, the Duke as a person?
What a good question, CG. Why don't you make me a history check? In fact, I was about to say, anyone who is a Blackwall native, which is...
Block count?
Yes.
15.
Yes. You've lived here... Everyone here,
14.
except for Lath, has been lived here long enough to where they would know some stuff about the Duke if anyone wants to make a history check. Lath is...
Will.
Oh, fuck!
Lath, I would allow a check as well, but it would less be about what you know and more about what you were told by the Inquisition before you came here.
Blowing off steam allowed him to stimulate the singular brain cell he got going, apparently.
Massage the
No.
brain.
I didn't remember
no.
shit.
He's just not politically savvy or socially savvy or book savvy. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You remember some of the
We're all-
important things, Lath.
We're
But as far as the rest of you, especially those of you who got the higher checks, Duke Harrow Novak has been a long time. Has been the long-time Lord of Blackwall. He has held the seat of power within Blackwall for over 250 years. Well before the conception of the Sixth Age and the formation of Baldur as its own independent territory. More so, Lord Novak has a pretty high reputation as at least as far as the people of Blackwall go, because he has almost single-handedly, of course, working with the triad of House Blackwall, the Blackwatch, and the Dawn Creed, those three houses together with him as the head, quote-unquote, have uplifted Blackwall far beyond what it was years and years and centuries prior. Lord Novak is probably the biggest reason why Blackwall is so closely rivaling Reichenberg as a capital of Baldur. He's smart, he's got the people in his favor, and as you can imagine with him holding the seat for so long, man's got fucking experience. There are very, very few scandals associated with the Duke, and this is where the higher checks would come in. The most notable thing that could be considered a scandal as far as the Duke goes is that, one, he isn't seen a ton slumming it out in the streets with the citizenry. He primarily keeps to his manor for 90% of his work. But the other thing, and that kind of plays into it, Lord Novak most notably does not have an heir. Not even a wife or a partner for that matter.
Do we have to find him a date?
A rumor has,
Not finding a bride or bridegroom for him.
with the higher chicks, a rumor has been brewing for some time now amongst with those within the populace that Lord Novak may be a celibate, as he has yet to take a spouse while head of Noble House Blackwall, but there's no evidence to that fact, to that rumor. But he has held the seat of power in Blackwall for a long, long time, and he has seen this city go through hell and back.
Oh, like the last time he was dealing with the Butcher. Right.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, I missed that last part. Wait, one more time.
Would you like to repeat, CJ?
Like the last time he was dealing with the butcher.
Like the last time the Scarlet Butcher was in Blackwall. Like the many other times the Scarlet Butcher was in Blackwall. Not only has Harrow Novak run this city, Harrow Novak has lived the reign of terror that Rook Ashford has put in Blackwall, in Baldur, in Gaia as a whole. This means everything. Detaining Rook Ashford means everything. Do with all of that as you will.
Duke Harrow has gone through the ringer for the city of Blackwall. Lath, you mentioned that the Duke seemed rather desperate, no?
Lath.
Sorry. Desperate, yeah. That's... Honestly, that is the best way to describe it.
The Duke, to my knowledge, is, frankly, almost infuriatingly upstanding.
Man's the reason Blackwall's even on the map.
It is my opinion that given the lucrative contract that is presented before you, the situation that he is in, and the character of the Duke, that this may not have an ulterior motive, and simply might be a means of encouragement and reassurance, perhaps even ammunition. Something that the Duke can use to make sure that the threat of Rook Ashford goes away.
Oh, that's me choking on a bird.
I would suspect that accepting this contract would be perfectly viable. In truth, I feel as though this would be something that we could sort out quickly and then move on to other matters.
I agree.
Well, Master Lath, if you are inclined to agree, contract is yours. Our counsel has been provided. The decision is in your hands.
It would be beneficial for me to have a better source of income, too. It would not only help keep everyone stable, could get us better gear. I don't really have a lot back in Agranash, so I'm not opposed to staying here. As gloomy as it is.
Not just that, having one of us, yes, quote unquote, on the inside is important for what's going on. Because
Exactly.
I wouldn't put it beyond Rook Ashford to have any contacts, to not have any contacts here, or to have made new ones. especially with nobles. That's a lot of money they can use. If they even need it.
Alright then. Sounds like you will be taking it then?
Yes. Lath will be taking the contract.
Okay.
Good night, J. Frost.
Good night, J. Frost. Thank you for hanging in there, buddy. Alrighty. Alrighty. So it sounds like a decision has been made. Now the question is, Lath, are you going to sign the contract now and bring it back to Lord Harrow, or are you going to go back to Lord Harrow and sign it there with him present?
I will go back in, because Lath would like to add in, not really add in, but talk about a couple of the things through it.
Okay, absolutely.
Just after reading and getting more counsel on it.
Yeah. Alrighty. Any other things here regarding the party and this contract before Lath is pulled away once more? Got 2 notes?
I think we're good.
I mean, yeah, other than the conversation that Simri and Copper have
Yes.
to have, but...
Yes. How about we do that now before we pull, we'll say that this happened when the group separated for the first time. Copper and Simri, you both wanted to have a chat. Sorry, we all got kind of caught up in the thing with Lord Harrow and the contract. Admittedly important.
Admittedly important, yes.
Yes.
Now it is y'all's time. Maybe we'll return back to Lath and her next meeting with Lord Harrow in a few moments, but before that, you both may take it away. You two are left to your own devices here in a bit of quiet, a little earlier in the morning within the Copper Piece.
Quite the precarious position we find ourselves in, Samurai.
Nothing new. Well, technically something new, but you know what I mean.
This situation with the woman. It's added a new wrinkle, to say the least.
Above game, could I guess it would be an intelligence check to even remember what I stole from the tower?
It was only a few days ago.
I thought so.
I wouldn't say you even need to make a roll. You stole a very small component. It was, more specifically, it was part of a larger machine of unknown purpose to you within the tower. But most notably, there were multiple components like it still in the machine when you left.
Okay.
Yeah, actually.
What it looked like,
Well,
yeah.
I was about to say, there should be a note as to what the component, like, the description of the component in here, in my notes. Give me 1 second.
Yeah. 'Cause I was not given a description, so.
The component is... That's right. The component is a glass capsule enclosed in bronze rings. Within, there's a chunk of what appears to be part of a a fragment of what is likely a larger red gemstone. It was one of 4 on the machine that you stole. One of 4 components, I should say.
All I had was the red gemstone part. I didn't have the rest of it. Thank you.
You and Copper never determined what its purpose, nor did your client, who may or may not be as honest as they originally let on, led you or informed you as to his purpose.
Wouldn't be the first time.
You usually don't ask questions. In these dealings, they're normally not your business. Normally, the people you work with aren't, directly involved in the crashing of trade ships into the harbor and zombie invasions.
Yeah, but apparently, I don't even know, because there would, I guess, maybe based on what Simri saw, would she be able to make a guess at what it was being used for in the tower?
Yeah, and I've put the description for the component for, in her little DMs for the sake of your record keeping. Yeah, I would allow Arcanas from yourself and Copper, either individually or one of you can give the other advantage.
I'll give Copper. What? Go ahead.
I have a +1.
Oh, never mind. Apparently, the advantage +2.
Go, take the advantage.
I love that Simri has a higher Arcana stat than Copper.
I didn't take it. Maybe I should have.
I didn't either.
Oh!
Thank you,
Hey!
22 for a natural 20.
Excellent.
Staring at my +2 intelligence.
Simri, the machine in question, while its purpose is unknown to you, the component itself being one of several, you deduce that they likely all serve the same purpose, doing something for the machine. You are familiar with magical gemstones. Meridium is a quite popular one. You're pretty confident, thinking back on it, that component is likely a, you could call it a battery of sorts, something to help power that machine. Now, here's where the high result of your Arcana check comes into play.
Yay.
You are not super familiar with magical gemstones, the variety of them there are, which there aren't a ton. But one of them that does stick out to you, now that you've really thought about it, there is a variant on Meridium. And it's the way it's addressed, it's pretty I guess its title, its name is pretty simple. Red Meridium, which is exceedingly rare, even when just considering like how rare Meridium is in itself. Even further beyond that, exponentially more rare than just regular Meridium. But also, while it is where it's exponentially more rare, it's exponentially more powerful, it is also very volatile if it is mishandled.
Cool.
You don't know what that machine is, but your natural 20 on this Arcana check and determining that what you stole was a component of red Meridium, it really in itself implies the importance of whatever that fucking machine is.
Yep.
You're also pretty confident, suffice to say, that your client was likely less concerned about the containment vessel than they were what was inside. I'll give you that one for free.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like to think this entire time as Simmery and Copper are kind of probably mumbling back and forth to each other about what the fuck it could be and everything. Copper just watches Simmery go really quiet.
There is likely a part in both of your minds, or at least in your mind, Simmery, as you're the one making this realization. There is likely a part of you that thought Red Meridian was likely just a myth, because you've never seen it before. 99% of the realm has not seen Red Meridian. That is how exceedingly rare it is. 99% may be an exaggeration, but I'm sticking with it.
Simmery just like sucks air between her teeth and looks at Copper. Oh, fuck.
Have a realization, have you?
Quite the major one. We need to figure out what it was being used for in the first place.
I suspect that this might be a conversation that we have been putting off and may have to have with our dear friend Solomon.
Yeah. Simmery's currently going through the throes of...
What's up, future J Frost, who's watching the VOD?
Yeah. I'm sorry, dude, man. I'm sorry.
He's been notified.
He's gonna know if the tower's a little extra cold.
Would he feel... Never mind. We don't know that in character.
Yeah.
No.
Pink might notice.
There is the other angle from this. The client in and of themselves. I can go back over the initial information about this as needed. But I suspect I may need to go a little deeper. An individual like that is unlikely to leave traces. DM, what can you tell me about my client reaching out to me?
In what regard?
Like, how did they come into contact with me?
This individual you met, the pink-haired woman, was, as far as you know, was a representative, an emissary, if you will, of your true client, which is a name that you have. One Salaxis Dent. The pink-haired woman came to you and bequeathed unto you a letter with a set of instructions as of your target, where it was located, what it was, or at least a description of it to find it, and finally was asked to acquire this as soon as possible. And because you did, you got a bonus to your pay for it. Your bounty, if you will.
Salaxis is the most obvious. Master Salaxis is the most obvious start. The point for our person-to-person investigation. If they are party to the plot, we shall need to know and we shall need to find out. Till then, our pink-haired friend could just be a messenger or acting on their own, but more importantly, consider how were they able to reach so far into Archangel territory to the heart of something precious that has netted them a massive windfall and simply let it go?
And what do they benefit from letting go of something like that?
I think the benefit is the release of the Scarlet Butcher, but that in itself is a third question.
Specifically, Ajani.
Hmm.
Other than the obvious fucking over the Archangels and Malakai, what do they get out of releasing her? Other than what we already figured out, they have to be working with someone else.
Yes, too many questions, too much speculation. A thread is but one direction, no matter how many different ways it branches out, and we lack the root. But we may have the first key step. We shall have to consult our allies on this.
I'll have to see if the Night Owls know anything.
Hold on to that card if needed.
Yeah.
I have my own contacts that we can use first. Salaxis is the first one. The Night Owls are not exactly at our beck and call, so we should make sure we utilize everything in our power first, before extending out further.
Alright.
And I imagine, unless you had anything else, that was a pretty good place to call it.
Yeah.
Okay. Bit of a major discussion that has just occurred between, I almost said Pact, Copper, and Simri. With that, let's fast forward a little bit and return back to one Inquisitor Sea Angler. Laith, you, likely with Solomon in tow for the sake of ease, because he was there when you went the first time, you return back to Blackwall Manor, and you meet, much like Lord Harrow stated the first time, you simply needed to let the guards out front know that you were returning to meet with Lord Harrow again, and they gave you no trouble. They let you in, same as before. Solomon was asked to stay in the sitting room, and you were escorted up to Lord Harrow's office, where, as you are entering, you see him set down his quill and his inkwell. And he looks at you. Ah, Inquisitor. Please, have a seat.
Yes. And he'll come in, he'll close the door behind him and sit down.
I trust that you came to a decision in regards to a contract.
Yes. I absolutely want to take you up on your offer.
Wonderful.
I had a question and now my brain is losing what my question was. Heck.
No worries, take your time. I could hear it in your voice. I was like, there's a question coming.
Now I can't fucking remember it. God damn it.
Do you remember what it was related to?
It was something with the fucking contract. I know that.
Was it about like the contents within it, or?
Yes, it was something that it was like the one weird thing that I had about the contract, and now I can't remember what it was.
Is it about if you could leave? Or stay somewhere else, or...
Oh, yes, thank you. I know you said that you would have a room for me here. However, I think I would like to stay in the tower.
He seems a little surprised, but not necessarily, like, disappointed at that. I understand. Then I will likely... As far... For ease of access, I will likely procure a sending stone to find its way into your possession so that you and I may keep in close contact should the need arise. But I have no problems with this.
I appreciate that. Since arriving, everyone at the tower was very accommodating, and it's just become comfortable.
Mr. Akiva, as well as Mr. Dufour and many of the other staff in the tower have really truly helped plunge Blackwall into depths I've never quite seen before. Heights that previously I thought unattainable. The work has been incredible, and I am truly, truly thankful for them. But is that your only query? No other qualms that I should be made aware of?
Originally, you said keep this on the down low as much as possible. Am I allowed to seek help from others? Especially if it comes to finding? I don't know if that made sense above game.
No, I understand. But yes, my understanding is that you've made a number of acquaintances within the city. Any names that I or Captain Roberts should be aware of in relation to this task, you merely need report to me or to Captain Roberts, either verbally or in writing. Preferably in writing, so that way we just have names to ID should the need arise. But if you do have a few trusted individuals, you are welcome to bring them into the fold, of course. But I ask for the sake of discretion that we keep this to a low number, if possible.
Absolutely.
Above game. Maybe, perhaps no more than, I don't know, 4 or 5.
Does the number 5, maybe 6, really well for you?
And if
I'll
they
give
could all...
me 6, 7.
Shut up.
Don't
Shut up.
you fucking
Shut
dare.
up.
Listen, just
I'll
don't...
find you.
Make sure not to be suspicious. Don't be too active. Meet, say, like, once a week at a specific time. Let's say on the 7th day.
Don't be suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Smiles.
So this is a good point where if you want to relay the names of your comrades for the sake of them being consultants in your investigation, this would be a good time to do so. Or you can keep it private. I don't fucking care. You do what you want.
I would probably keep that private for now,
Okay.
so I can ask individually who would be okay being pulled into this. Because he would not want to name drop people if they did not want to be name dropped, especially since, he gave Semri his word that
That is
we'd keep their
incredibly
keep
valid.
their name out of it.
You folks do have some very private and secretive lives, it only makes sense that you would want to check in because this is... You would be working in official capacity for the city of Blackwall in this investigation should you present these names. But with that, I simply, if that is all, then I will simply need a few signatures, as I mentioned, formalities, and then I shall grant you your sigil and your first payment.
Absolutely. And he kind of looks on the desk for a quill.
Oh, yeah. And he will slide the inkwell with the quill in it closer to you.
I don't know if it's just Leith or if it's also Lord Novak, but they're both so awkward, and it's really funny. It's so funny to me.
Come on, I'm not that awkward.
I think it's specifically because situation talking to this with their anxiety and having to hide certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And Lord Novak is just trying to be polite. It comes off as awkward.
But he gives you access to the quill and or the inkwell and pen or quill, whatever it may be at this instance. I'm gonna say it's a quill because I used quill prior, but who really cares? Rather significant size owl feather. Makes sense given Blackwall's dense populace of owls.
Lath will pick up the quill and he will sign the contract.
Excellent. There are a few spots for you to sign. He guides you through them. But eventually, a couple minutes later, the contract is fully signed. He stands up. Thank you very much for your time, Inquisitor. I will ensure that these documents find their way to you in the tower, likely tomorrow morning, once copies have been scribed. But as far as things are now, I will also make sure that your sending stone is sent to you along with the copy of the contract. But for now, and he will plant in your hand the sigil of Blackwall, your deputy badge, quote unquote, as well as a small sack of 300 gold.
Jesus fuck.
Nice.
We will speak again later, likely in the following days, but you may request to speak with me should the need arise, either here in person or through the sending stone, if need be. But if you just discover anything in your investigation, I ask that you please report it to either myself or to Captain Roberts. Captain Roberts, who can brief you if you require any more information, but all in all, I thank you for your cooperation, Inquisitor Seeing Angler.
I'm glad to be of any help that I can be.
I'm thankful for it, truly. For you and your order. But I am not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, if you will. Why don't we? I don't know if you partake, but I like to, after concluding meetings of the sort, I like to have just a little sip of something special I have tucked away for occasions like this, if you're interested, of course.
The above gave me wants to so bad.
You can say no. He is just offering you a drink should you choose. He's offering you a celebratory drink should you choose to take it. You do not
A
have to.
libation, if you will.
Yes.
Fuck it, Lath will
quick
take it.
indulgence. Okay. He he takes out, rather than a whiskey glass or something that you may have expected in this more formal setting, he actually pulls out from under his desk 2 shot glasses. And
shots!
yeah.
Leif looks minorly surprised.
Expecting a highball glass.
I know what you're thinking. This is something that is going to... Its strength betrays its quantity. If that makes sense. And he is going to pull out a... roughly a... I'm trying to think of how big this bottle would be. Maybe 12 ounces? 12-ounce bottle. I need a 12-ounce bottle for reference. Yeah. Roughly a beer bottle in size, about 12 ounces, but the base of it is square, and there's like an iron jeweled stopper on top. And like looking at this drink, it looks like straight liquid edible glitter. Like it looks like a rave in a bottle. It looks like someone exploded a goth girl and poured them into a bottle.
All I can think of is the Fey wine from Campaign 1.
Yep.
Yeah, kinda.
Leith is also about to discover their party skin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I disassociated after you said exploding a goth girl. What?
Valid. But he uncorks the bottle, and you can see that the bottle is not full. It has seen a few uses, but it's still got most of its contents. And he pours 2 shots. And again, it is, as it empties out from the bottle into the shot glasses, it's a sight.
Could I ask what it is?
This is something from my hometown, Thrall. This is the finest... I don't quite know what it is. I know it is a hard liquor of sorts, but I cannot fathom what sort of concoction goes into the creation of this bottle. Nor do I think I care between you and me.
I'm willing to try.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Leith really said, I do like new experience.
Boyer. What? I didn't say anything.
What? Who said that? That was weird. Whispers. The voices!
Back in the city of Thrall, we call this Octu 10. God's blood. And you'll soon discover why. He will hand you your shot glass, Leith.
Leith will, wait for the signal.
He will hold his up to new ventures, new partnerships, and to your citizenship here in Blackwall. And he will raise it once more, and he will throw it back.
Leith will absolutely throw his back, too.
Imagine, if you will, as this... Nobody say a damn thing. As this fluid coats your throat.
I wouldn't have thought anything if you didn't say anything. You did that to yourself.
I knew a few... I was looking at 2 motherfuckers in this call that I knew were going to say some shit. But...
Like, I would go for something that fucking obvious.
I giggled.
It is the... First of all, you do not taste a drop of alcohol in this thing. And that is honestly the yeah, that is the scariest part.
That's the most concerning part.
It is... The way I can describe this, if you were to liquefy a unicorn and drink it, that is probably what this would taste like.
Oh my god, no! The unicorn!
It is the, like, sweetest, fruitiest, but it's got, like, that tang, and there's, like, a savory sort of, like, hint behind it. It's like drinking ambrosia. Like, it's...
That's so fucking funny that you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Haha, my name's Ambrose.
But-
Literally, it's my middle name.
Yeah. But as it sinks down and it hits the pit of your stomach, you feel fine for a moment. But then I'm going to need you to make me a con save. Because you are, and this I really like, because you are of elven nature, because you are a fae, you specifically get to make this roll with advantage.
You said Constitution save?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Do the numbers.
20.
It hits you, you're fine, it sinks into your stomach, you're thinking for a moment, oh, that wasn't bad, and then you see your vision distinctly warble for a moment, and you go, oh. There it is. But because you passed the save, you blink, your head kind of crooks back a little bit, you blink a couple times, and it sets. And you feel warm. But otherwise, fine, for the most part. You definitely don't want to do more than one of those.
He goes, that would put hair on my chest if I could grow any.
I think my beard got a little grayer. Well, with that, again, thank you for your time, Inquisitor Sea Angler. And best of luck in your investigation. And I do believe, as we are coming up on time, that is a great place to end our session tonight.
He's getting tipsy with the Duke.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a big thing. You have now shared a drink with the Duke of Blackwall. Guys, gals, and non-binary pals, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you all so very much. YouTube, I'm going to end the recording here. Thank you all for tuning in. We love you all so much. Bye-bye.